This is the Bull Session, a weekly recap of your 2025 Philadelphia Phillies. Broadcasting live from Chickies and Pete's, tonight's show is brought to you by Team Toyota, BCWSA, Fogo de Show, Penn Community Bank, Chickies and Pete's, and the Capitol Grill Center City. Now, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and Mickey Morandini.
All right, welcome to the Bull Session presented by BCWSA, live from Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia for a special Red October show. I am John Brazer, Director of Fun and Games for those Fighting Phils, joined by co-host Mickey Morandini, right? I got to say it like Harry Callis. And one of Harry Callis' favorite players is our guest today. It is the great Juan Samuel. Sammy, how you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. It's so fun and nice to be around hanging with you guys today.
Well, I tell you what, Mick, if you're gonna have it, we're down 1-0, right? We unfortunately it was a tough game, but if there's anybody who's gonna pick up our spirits, it's the guy sitting right next to you.
Oh, no question.
Right?
He is all smiles.
All smiles. At fantasy camp, I know you're the commissioner. We call you commick. I go around fantasy camp and I go to all the different games, but I particularly love going over to seeing Sammy and Dunk's team, right? Because
I feel so bad because
why do you feel bad?
teams come down there, they get to pick who they want to play for,
right?
And and Sammy has maybe 2 or 3 players, but the ones that always come back to his team are the worst players in the league. So then I got to put 10 rookies on his team,
right.
And we never know what we're getting with rookies, and Sammy's teams are usually not very good because I can't put good players on his team.
Well, but
I feel bad for him. And then
Brace.
he's usually pitching by the 3rd inning of the first game.
Great. I keep getting this player. I've been stuck with this second baseman. I'm like, what did I do to deserve you on my team?
I know.
What? Did I piss the commissioner off or something?
One of these days I'm just going to stack you with every pitcher down there.
Yeah, but don't do that, Mick, because I find it fun when I go over there and a guy will, swing at a ball and he'll get three steps out of the box and he'll face plant, and then to look at Sammy and Duncan just laughing their butts off, why instead of saying, "Oh man, are you okay?" they're dying. It's great.
We have a good time.
So,
it's part of what we need to do there. And Mariano and I enjoy it so much. I mean, wins and losses for us don't mean a whole lot as long as these guys do what they're supposed to do
and have fun.
Plus, they can say some things in Spanish.
right.
None of those players know what they're saying.
They will not know.
Well, you better hope. Well, you better find out. Make sure somebody who's not a bilingual over there, and then you're ripping them. And you're like,
Exactly.
all right, we're gonna have a great show today, and thanks everyone for coming out. We got a great crowd here. We are at Play 2 Chickies and Pizza. If you're in the South Philadelphia area, come on down and see Mickey, see Juan. All right, so Juan, we had you on. Tom Burgoyne and I had you on our podcast, and I was listening to it, just kind of going back. And you have such a great story. Well, let's get into your story first. We're obviously going to talk about the team. We're going to talk about because you have a history with the Dodgers and with us. But let's talk about your growing up, because I know you grew up in a small town, San Pedro, right? And it was your sister kind of everyone had your sister, and I think your brother who worked for the textile company, right? Your sister, some scout went to your sister and said, "I'm interested in your brother," right? Then your brother worked at the textile, right? And you had to get the okay to get off work and get a sick note to go, right, to do the tryout with the Phillies. And then your mom basically had to give you the approval for you to, forgo schooling or forgo, working in textile to try to get your hand in professional baseball.
Exactly. The main goal for me was I wanted really to be an architect. I was playing baseball because that's all we do in San Pedro de Macorís, I don't know if you guys know the history, but baseball was introduced first in San Pedro de Macorís. That's where so many players. That's where baseball started in the DR. And I was working for this company, and they know I play baseball, so I had to play for the team company regardless. And I'm riding my motorcycle on an off day, and my sister talks to me and says, it's a scout at home that wants to see you. I told my sister, what do you know about baseball? Scouts. You don't know what you're talking about. I keep riding my bike. Right. I didn't pay much attention until this general manager, this guy came and say, it's true. It's this guy over there that have a tryout tomorrow, and he said he would like to see you. So I went down there, and it was a guy, Cookie, who was working for the Philly at that time. He used to live back in the day right behind my mom's house, and he saw me. He said, "Aren't you the son of the lady that used to sell lottery tickets?" 'Cause my mom used to sell lottery tickets also. So he said, "Well, I have a tryout tomorrow morning at the ballpark, and I hear, that you're an interesting player. I would like to see if you could attend." I told him, "Well, I don't know if I could go to this tryout because I'm going to get off work at 6 in the morning. I don't know if I want to go try out and hit a baseball." He said, "I really would like to see you. That's the only chance I got here in San Pedro." So I talked to my brother, who was a supervisor, and I said, "Listen, this guy have a tryout tomorrow at the stadium. He want me to go, but I'm on the 10 to 6 a.m. Shift. I don't know if I want to go try to hit a baseball without any sleep." He said, "Just stay home. I'm going to write a report, tell the owner that you were sick, stay home and go work
good brother
out."
right there.
And that's how everything happened.
No, it also
really.
rained during the tryout, right?
I did not get to hit, Mick. I was just running.
Really?
Yeah, it rained. It rained that day.
I did not get to hit.
We had to be impressed with your running.
I run and I throw from. He had me throw from the outfield first to see my arm, and then he kept bringing me into the infield. And when we got to second base, he said, "That's your position," because I used to play third base and outfield. Okay. When he saw my action, I guess, and it pours. It started raining so hard he had to stop the tryout. So it was another guy that was working for him. And he said, "Well, this guy worked for me in town. Whenever you get a time off, Saturday or Sunday, he's going to bring you to the ballpark and work out, and then he's going to report to me." And that's how, I started working out on Saturdays and Sundays. Apparently, the guy saw something that he liked, and he told the Cookie, the head guy, that, "Hey, I think there's something there." So Cookie came and tried to get me to quit my job. I said, "I don't know if I want to quit my job."
Right.
I'm working, trying to help the family here. There were 7 of us, but I'm still trying to help the family. He said, "I'm really going to sign you. I would like for you to come to Santo Domingo." So I talked to my mom, and my mom said, "Juan, is 7 of you guys. If you don't work, we're not going to starve. So go ahead and pursue your dream." And that's how I end up in Santo Domingo. I'm getting signed by the Phillies, 1980.
And then Ruben Amaro's dad was in charge of the
Latin America scouting. Ruben Amaro Sr. was the one that signed me.
Right, which is great. So then you get to the Phillies, and you quickly rise through the ranks. I think you were the MVP of the Carolina League. Then you played, Double A, did very well, Triple A. And then you get called up in '83. Now, picture this, Mick, right? You get called up in '83. Now, think about who's on that team. You're a young player, right? You've risen through the ranks. You're now the hotshot prospect, and you're on that team that's, you don't know at the time, but you're going to be going to the playoffs. And you've got Tony Perez, you got Pete Rose, you got Joe Morgan, you got Mike Schmidt, you got Steve Carlton, right? He was on that team. And you got
John Denny.
You got Sarge. Tug. Like, you've got, a team that won the World Series 3 years before. What was that like as a young player in that locker room? I know it's back in the day, it was like be seen, not heard. Right?
Exactly. Well, that spring I went to spring training. That was my first year in the roster. So I went to spring major league training with those guys. And I could remember one game, Pat Corrales was the manager. I could remember one game, Mick, where I pick up Joe Morgan at second base, one of those late games, and it was a ball in the hole. I thought I made a great play. Dove for the ball, stop it. It was a base hit. I threw kind of wide at first base. The runner was safe. But I'm happy. I'm like, I dove for a ball. It was a base hit. I'm like, I did something good. Jim Fregosi the following day used to go over the day before's ball game. So when he brought up my situation, I'm like, he's He says, Sammy, you did a hell of a play at second base. I'm feeling good. Then he goes, then you.
You butchered it.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is the big leagues?
Yeah, right.
I'm happy. I'm like, yeah. Then he go, man, he just dropped that punch. Then you couldn't make a shit.
Were there other Dominican players on that team that kind of helped the transition for you?
No,
No.
We had.
Like when was Franco on the team?
Franco was gone.
Was gone by then.
Franco
right.
was in Cleveland. Franco got traded to
he's
with
part of the
Manny,
one-
with Manny
Von-
Trillo and Von Hayes.
Von Hayes
deal.
trade. Yep.
Ivan de Jesus was on that team.
Right.
Luis Aguayo.
Okay.
Those guys from Puerto Rico. And Bo Diaz, I think, was in that team.
Yep.
So I didn't think it was any Dominican on the club.
Right.
Yeah.
So that you got. I think you had one at bat, right? Did you have a couple of bats in the playoffs?
In the playoff, in the World Series, I had one at bat pinch run probably once or twice.
And what was that? I mean, just again, being a young player, with the world spotlight on you, and your family can watch you on TV, and
Well, I knew once we started playing playoff and World Series, I wasn't going to be the guy going in and getting the coffee to these guys.
right.
I know I was going to be.
Right.
I was kept in the roster. Darren
Right.
Dalton and I were the only two
Yeah.
rookies there. He was not in the roster, but he was helping out in the bullpen. I know anybody need coffee or anything, I'm the one to go get it. So
Were you playing a utility role or just strictly
no,
second?
well, I started when I got called up. Joe Morgan and I were platooning at second
okay.
base.
okay.
And then once in '84, they didn't trade it. I mean, they didn't sign Joe. Then I became the second baseman. But I was playing second base throughout.
And you had a phenomenal year in '84, where you were. I think you lost out to Doc Gooden in the official Rookie of the Year, but you won the Sporting News Rookie of the Year. Talk about that, because you had your numbers were outstanding.
Well, it was one of those where actually it started in Atlanta. I think we opened the season in Atlanta, and the day before, I was wandering around the lobby in the hotel, and Pope was the manager. And Pope called me, gave me a hug, and said, "Sam, are you nervous?" He said, "Yes, a little bit." He said, "You know what? This is my 45th year, I think, in baseball, and every opening day, I'm nervous."
Right.
So I say, just go have fun. You're going to be my all-star game second baseman. He just went into this speech, and it kind of got me to relax. And I think that game, I stole one or two bases, and I just kept going.
Right.
And I did end up making the all-star team that year. So he kind of got me loose, and it helped a lot. Also helped for you to get you the first or two hits that you opening day
that
and just
helps.
keep going,
And
too.
do you remember your debut and Mick?
I remember my first game when I got called up.
And you're a second baseman as well.
Yeah.
And what was going through your head?
Oh,
Did you
my
have
God, I was scared to death.
right.
Scared to death. I had to
Like,
pinch
do you want
hit.
the ball hit to you or not?
You do, because you want to get it out of the way.
Right.
But I was scared to death. When my first at bat, I'm just like, put it in play. Just don't strike out. Don't strike out. And I did. I flew out. But my second at bat, I got my first big league hit.
Right.
So that, like Sammy said,
Yeah.
once you get that first out of the way, then you can kind of relax and play the game.
But I got called up in when I got called up in '83, I was talking about my opening day '84. I got called up. I was we were playing in Salt Lake City. I think it was Seattle AAA. Phillies AAA club was in Portland, Oregon.
Yep.
It was the Portland Beavers.
Yeah.
And I hit 2 homers the night before.
Felsky was
in
your manager, I
AAA,
think,
John
right?
Felsky.
Yeah.
I hit 2 home runs the night before. So I come into the ballpark next day, and my name is not in the lineup. I'm like, what you got to do around here to play every day? My name is not in the lineup. So I'm mad, and I'm like, Skip, I mean, I hit 2 last night.
Yeah.
He said, well, just get your bag. You're going to San Francisco. You're playing the big leagues tomorrow. And I'm like, oh.
Wow.
was
Yeah. Game on.
Right. I flew to San Fran the following day. I did not play the first day. The second day, I played second base for Joe. I believe it was Mark Davis, the pitcher. And, I was going to play more against lefties. I punch out my first at bat, and my second at bat, I hit a triple. That was my first hit.
How old were you when you first got called up?
21.
21. You were a puppy.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
I
You were
think-
what?
I think-
You were a college.
I was
so you were
24.
24.
Yeah, I was like the youngest guy in AAA. I mean, we all had guys in AAA with major league experience. I was like the younger guy in AAA.
Well, not just that, but you're also getting acclimated, to the country and to the language and just the culture and all that. So
Travel.
you're not only young, but you have all that on your plate that, no offense, Mick, but, you're obviously born in this country. You went through college. You're older. That's got to be pretty tough again, just to kind of get yourself acclimated to the country.
Well, I got a story, and you probably know this one with Odubel. Remember when they gave him a credit card? And he spent all kind of money on this credit card. He thought it was free money.
right.
And then he had to realize he had to remember that? He had to pay the bill all of a sudden.
Right.
That's so free.
Right.
But
Like a gift card. He thought he was getting a gift card.
He did.
Right.
He did.
Yeah. All right. Well, coming up in the show, we'll discuss more about Sammy's career. We will talk about the series coming up. We have Game 2 tonight against the Dodgers with our guest Juan Samuel. You're listening to the Bull Session, presented by BCWSA from Chickies and Pete's in South Philly.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Come and enjoy one of your seasonal favorites from our new Summer of Shellfish menu, including our flavorful garlic and herb, roasted shrimp and lobster, tasty crabby tuna and poke tacos, or our incredible seafood boil featuring crab legs, scrumptious shrimp, clams, mussels, and more. And try one of our delicious seasonal cocktails with your meal. The Summer of Shellfish, only at Chickies and Pete's.
Hey BCWSA customers, this is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. My friends at BCWSA are committed to providing us with safe, reliable water and sewer services. They operate state-of-the-art treatment facilities, provide clean drinking water, and make much-needed investments to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future. Learn how BCWSA's investments help grow and serve our communities. Visit bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
Think banking hasn't changed? Think again. At Penn Community Bank, we've been helping communities thrive for 150 years. From our nationally recognized Access Checking that offers the peace of mind of no overdrafts, to student and free checking plus options with perks that will make you wonder what you did without them, like early direct deposit, overdraft grace, and Zelle. Learn more at penncommunitybank.com/products. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply. Ask for full details. Member FDIC.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Bull Session. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and Mickey Morandini.
All right, we are back to the Bull Session. You're listening to from BCWSA, that's a tongue twister, from Chickies and Pete's in South Philly with Juan Samuel and Mickey Morandini. All right. So I just did it as Harry Cowles. Juan, I never know whether it's hard to say Mickey Morandini without saying Mickey Morandini, right? Now, I know you had a special relationship with Harry Cowles. Talk about the special relationship you had with Harry the K.
It was awesome. It was, I mean, from the get-go, we hit it off. You know, I mean, seeing him is like the same one that I had with Vince Scully.
Right.
It's like seeing those guys to me. It's like the legend is God, you know, and I was so proud to be part of the Philly when he was around, you know.
He loved saying your name too, Juan Samuel. Right? He got the Juan. He did. He really kind of right. Wouldn't it be like that? Juan. But and then also Richie Whitey had a great relationship with Whitey as well.
Yes, indeed. It was. He used to talk to me all the time, you know, about when I was leading off, you know, things to do. Talk to me about the game, you know, trying to slow me down, be a little bit more patient at the plate and stuff like that. So it was great having those guys around.
Do you remember the commercial, Mick? I don't know if well, you probably don't because you were a little before your time, but there was a classic commercial where I think you were playing cards with Richie, right? He goes, I am faster. No, I am faster, right? Is that what it was?
I think it was it Glenn Wilson.
Okay.
Was it Von Hayes there? Whitey, myself, I don't know who else, but I don't think Jeff Stone were there. But every time I go around and see like the Clearwater Club, one of the coaches that are into that stuff, he pulled those commercials up and started showing it to the players, trying to get me embarrassed. I said, no, just leave that alone. It's another commercial that I did way back in the day with Alfredo Griffin about a Dominican rum. I'm like, where do you find these things? You're embarrassing me with these kids.
Well, you were fast because that your first year in '84, you had 72 stolen bases, right? 72 stolen bases.
Look at the triples. He always had close to 20 triples.
Well, you had 19 triples that year, right? And also the stolen base, but also the at-bats. You had, in 1984, you were an All-Star. You had 737 at-bats. Or, I'm sorry, plate appearances. 701 at bats, which means he had 36.
Which means he played every day.
Well, it also meant that what was your line?
They used to play every day.
And what was your line too? That you can't walk off the island.
You got to swing your way out of the country. You can't walk out of the country.
So you didn't like walks.
But no, after that year, you know what I did? I went to play winter ball, and my whole approach those months that I played was trying to learn how to hit with 2 strikes.
Okay.
Because I was not walking a whole lot, as you could tell. I just went down there now. I was taking a lot of pitches down in winter ball. Now the fans are screaming at me like, what am I doing?
Is that why you swung so much? Because you didn't trust yourself with 2 strikes?
I was aggressive going after the fastball. You know, as you know, we do. But I wasn't walking a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think they showed me some stats one year. They called me into the office. I'm not sure if it was John Felsky. Called me into an office and showed me some film about me. All the time that I swing at the first pitch, the majority of the time, it was good swings and everything, but I was falling those pitches back.
Right.
So I'm like, I got to change something. I got to do something. So I went to DR and started taking pictures. The whole thing is I wasn't that comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. I don't know the slider was coming.
Right.
So I went to winter ball just to work on trying to learn how to hit with 2 strikes.
Well, also, again, the number at bat, I think 737 was a record for a right-handed batter for a while. And so, you played, I believe you said you played 161 games, right? Because the manager basically, for some reason, just said he'd get in trouble if he started you all the games, even though you wanted to start all the games.
Yeah, I think it was Lee Elia. I don't remember who the manager was. We were playing in L.A. We were playing the Dodgers in L.A. I was not slumping. I think I was hitting like 278, 280 something. And he said, you're not playing today. You could kill me if you want. You're not playing. I'm like, what's wrong? Why? He said, the media's going to kill me, criticize me if I let you play 162. Really? So he said, I don't care what you do. You ain't playing today. I can't let you play 162.
Right.
Well, my goal every year is to play every one of them.
Right. And then I think it was 88 where we get Tom Herr, right? Mm-hmm. And then they came to you and said, hey, Sammy, can you try the outfield? Because you'd never really played the outfield before.
No.
Right? And so talk about that. What was that like, transitioning from second base to outfield? I know you always wanted to be a second baseman.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I had just bought a house in Cherry Hill. And when they came with a proposal, Tom Herb being a local guy, I understand, started bringing a guy from St. Louis. I think Lee Thomas was the GM. The guy from St. Louis started coming. So I didn't want to come across as a selfish player because I wanted to stay in Philly. I wanted to stay here. So I think we got together and we talked about going after a multi-year deal and trying to ask for an outrageous amount of money at that time. So the Philly could say no.
Right. You wanted him to say no.
Second base.
Yeah. You wanted him to say no so he could stay in second.
I said, okay, for me to move to a new position, I need a multi-year deal. We want this. I think I meet with my agents. And we went in, and I said, ain't nobody making that kind of money today, so they're going to say no, and I could stay at second base. I talked to a couple of my friends that were in the game, and they say, you know, Sammy, you're a good second baseman. You already got 2 All-Star games at second base. You know, it's only like a handful of you guys. So if you go to the outfield, it's going to be like 25 of them that are good outfielders. But I just didn't want to come across as a selfish player and tell the Philly I don't want to do it. So I was hoping that they say, you know, we cannot pay you that money. You might have to stay at second base. And when they came back a week later, Mickey, they say, you got the money. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, most people are happy you get a big.
I really don't want it. But then I started working. I went to Dominican and started working in the outfield.
Gary Maddox helped you out, right?
Maddox helped me out a lot. Gary Maddox helped me out a lot. But, you know, I noticed in spring training that my leg was getting weaker a little bit because I was there. I was playing as much as I could. And it was one particular trip to Lakeland, and I was feeling my legs getting weak. And I told Vuk, I said, Vuk, if you could get me an off day, I feel like my legs are getting weaker. It's, you know, in the infield, we take quick little bitty steps. In the outfield, it's more. And I was feeling my legs getting weaker. So he talked to the manager, and the manager said, no, I want Sammy to come on the trip. I want him to play. I said, Chico, I feel my legs getting weaker. He said, Chico, he wants you to go. Making my first at-bat, I hit a ball right center. I'm thinking triple and pull my hamstring. I mean, I know it. Right. I know it. I think I was in the DL to start probably this season. Probably missed. I didn't miss a whole lot of games because I was not 100%. And we didn't start it good in Atlanta. They lost like their first couple of games. And they called me and said, Sammy, you got to come. I wasn't ready yet. And I took Coop, listen, just put as much Band-Aid, just tighten that thing up. I got to go play. And I went ahead and joined the team.
Now,
playing.
A couple of things. You never should buy a house because that's usually
That's what they used to say. I thought I was going to be here. I thought I was going to be here for a long time. I'm like, I'm renting every year.
Right.
I might as well just buy something. Got traded.
Right. That's what happens, right?
That is what happens.
But then, by learning the outfit, I know you didn't want to because you're obviously your position was second, but it did help you out. I mean, you had a long career. And looking back on it, you could probably almost thank yourself for, or not thank yourself, but thankfully because you had the versatility to be an outfielder, that probably extended your career, right, towards the end?
When I got to the American League, to Detroit, Toronto, then I started playing a little bit everywhere.
Right.
So I was playing some center field. Gibby and I, Kirk Gibson and I was playing a little bit of center field. In Toronto, I was even playing some first base for John Olerud. Oh. And the first base, how I got to first base in Detroit, my first game, I was kidding, actually. We playing in Boston. We getting killed in Boston. So Sparky Anderson wanted to take Cecil Fielder off the field. I didn't start. And he goes, Sam, can you play first base? Never make it in my life.
Right.
I go, Skip, you didn't know that? He said, Sammy going to pick you up. I'm like, is he serious? I finished that game.
Is that right?
At first base. Well, being an infielder.
Yeah. You have a first baseman's glove?
I borrowed Cecil's glove.
Is that right?
I had to call Mizuno and have them ship me one next day.
Did you know where to stand and like?
Yeah, playing second base, you have an idea. So I finished that game. Somebody hit a ball down first base line. I dove, Mickey, and just like flip it to the pitcher, and Sparky go, "Oh my God, you really did!" I'm like, he knew. We go to Toronto or New York, Yankee next day. I'm starting at first base. I'm like, what is wrong with this guy?
Yeah, you did too well. See, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So then I'd actually bought me a couple more years being able to play first base. In Toronto, I was playing some first base for John Olerud against lefties.
Right.
And in Detroit, I was playing some center field. So it extended my career.
Did you ever go back to second? Did you ever play some second after
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Every Sunday when Lou Whitaker couldn't make it, Sammy, second base.
Too hot out.
Well, did you play anything other than second?
I played short 3 games. That was
And
it.
why was that? What, injury or
Injury.
just
We didn't
stock?
have anybody
Or
else.
It was.
No, it wasn't. I don't know if it was in '93. I don't think it was in '93, but I think Duncan was hurt.
Okay.
Or whoever, and we didn't have anybody
And
else.
did you feel comfortable?
I mean,
out
I was
there?
always a shortstop up until.
All right, so that
AAA,
you had it.
I was comfortable there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. And again, a long career. All right, we'll go to break right now, but when we come back, I want to talk about Hall of Fame. You're inducted to the Hall of Fame back in 2008. You were on the All-Century team. We'll talk about some of that. And then again, we're going to get into the game tonight, talk about the Phillies Dodgers tonight. We are with our guests, Juan Samuel, Mickey Morandini. You're listening to the Bull Session presented by BCWSA. We are live from Chickies and Pete's in South Philly.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Come and enjoy one of your seasonal favorites from our new Summer of Shellfish menu, including our flavorful garlic and herb, roasted shrimp and lobster, tasty crabby tuna and poke tacos, or our incredible seafood boil featuring crab legs, scrumptious shrimp, clams, mussels, and more. And try one of our delicious seasonal cocktails with your meal. There's Summer of Shellfish only at Chickies and Pete's.
Hey BCWSA customers, this is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League Champion Phillies. My friends at BCWSA are committed to providing us with safe, reliable water and sewer services. They operate state-of-the-art treatment facilities, provide clean drinking water, and make much-needed investments to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future. Learn how BCWSA's investments help grow and serve our communities. Visit bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Head out.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pat Dion Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at patdionbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
Think banking hasn't changed? Think again. At Penn Community Bank, we've been helping communities thrive for 150 years. From our nationally recognized Access Checking that offers the peace of mind of no overdrafts, to student and free checking plus options with perks that will make you wonder what you did without them, like early direct deposit, overdraft grace, and Zelle. Learn more at penncommunitybank.com/products. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply. Ask for full details. Member FDIC.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Bull Session. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and Mickey Morandini.
All right, we are back to the Bull Session presented by BCWSA live from Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia. I'm John Brazer, joined my co-hosts Mickey Morandini and Juan Samuel. Juan, right? You got to say Juan. It really extends it out there. You got to open your mouth. Juan Samuel. And speaking of like announcers, Richie Ashburn. Did you ever hear this one? So obviously we were talking about Mariano Duncan, and Sammy and Dunk, have the same fantasy team. They used to play cards all the time, right on the plane. That was their regular card partners. Sure. And Whitey gets in. I think it was when he got inducted to the Hall of Fame, and we had a ceremony at the ballpark, right? So Whitey goes out there, accepts his award, and Dunk's like, "Why do you play baseball?" he had no idea. He thought he was just an announcer, and he's his card partner as the announcer. Had no idea he was like a baseball player, right? Is that true? Right?
That's Mariano. That's Mariano.
I have another Mariano Duncan one. This is 1994, my first year with the Phillies, and I brought Hootie and the Blowfish in. Hootie and the Blowfish was huge back then. 94 album just came out. They're all over the radio. And I brought him into the clubhouse, and I told somebody in the clubhouse, and they were playing the music, right? So I'm taking Darius Rucker and everybody around, and all of a sudden Mariano comes into the clubhouse, and he goes, "Turn this crap off. This music stinks," like this. And everyone's looking at Mariano going, "That's the band. That's the band."
Listen to this. I think it was last year during fantasy camp in the locker room, we all telling jokes. You know how that is in there. We're all telling jokes. And I told Mariano a story that when Mariano was playing for second base for the Yankees, he used to move earlier on location. So when I was up the plate, all I did was look at Mariano.
Right.
I know what pitch was coming.
Right.
I told him that last year, fantasy camp. He said, "Oh, you're going to tell me this now?"
Right.
I thought we were friends. I said, "Yeah, okay, well, I'm trying to put food on my table." So
Exactly right.
I said, "I can't believe you did." No, man, I'm not going to tell you now. I was trying to make a living.
Yeah, that's all right. So again, you had a long career with the Phillies, obviously, and with other. But I know when you got inducted into the Wall of Fame, 2008. I mean, that's got to be one of the pinnacles of your career, right?
Yes. I mean, it's no doubt that when they got me the news, I was coaching for the Orioles for the Baltimore, and when I got the news, I was trying to keep it quiet because I don't want to get much attention on myself. So I told the manager, Dave Tremblay in Baltimore, I said, "Listen, I think you might get a letter from the Philly trying to get permission to let me go to the ceremony. I'm going to be inducted in the Philly Wall of Fame." He had a team meeting and told everybody.
Right.
I'm like, "No, I don't like that." But then I started getting ready for like a little speech. You know how that thing goes. You start putting things together, and it's never right. Because when you get up there, it's so many people throughout our careers that
you have
help
to thank,
us
or
out.
you feel like you got to thank.
That you want to feel like you mentioned those, and it was outstanding. My daughter was there, the younger one. My brother who passed, Carlos, came. I had a lot of good friends. Mentioned a good friend Larry Shankus. Debbie, all those guys really, and the coaches that had a lot to do. But then you look at the list, because I didn't pay much attention before that, But then you look at the list of the guys that are there, and I'm like, okay. All
right, Mike Schmidt, and Steve Carlton.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
that's a great company. That's a great company. So they will say, I look forward every year, honestly, to come for that.
Yeah.
Because it means a lot.
And you're on the All-Century team, too, which says a lot.
That
you beat out Mickey Morandini.
In 80?
Well, no, the All-Century team.
Well,
I guess.
I think it was
Century.
Manny Trillo that, and I don't know who was on that ballot with me too. I don't know. I know I got those pictures at home, but was that the ceremony?
20th century.
The last one of the last games at the Vet. Was that one of those? The ceremony.
Yeah,
at one
I
of the
think
last
so.
games.
Yep.
I think it rained. Didn't it rain towards the end of that ceremony? Oh, it was the all vet. It was the all vet. That's where I think
right.
I got Manny Trillo. Yeah, but
so he beat you out on the all vet team, Mick. What's up with that?
Well, they had 720 at bats one year, for crying out loud. And 20 triples. I can't beat that.
But now that you look back, I didn't really pay much attention. When I go to Dominican, they keep pulling up stuff, and it's not part of me. I just play, enjoy the game. I just play hard as I could, as long as I could, and whatever happened.
Well, he's doing commercials.
Speaking of commercials, we were told during the break, it was you, Glenn Wilson, and Kevin Gross playing Trivial Pursuit, and said who's faster, and the answer was like Mookie Wilson, right?
Yeah.
Which I think you were faster than Mookie Wilson. Yeah. I think we got to give that to you.
I think it was just to get me.
Just to get you angry,
for the punchline of that commercial.
I remember, speaking of fantasy camp, we had a guy who was an older guy, right? He was in his 50s. And I don't know if you remember this, Sammy. He came up to your bar stool. We're at the bar down there with Rick, the bartender. And the guy comes up to you and says, "Sammy, I could beat you in a race." Now this guy was not athletic looking, right? Do you remember that?
I don't
and
remember.
he was dead serious, and he's looking at Sammy, and I'm looking at this guy saying, "Please, just save yourself right now. We're not going to see a race."
Sammy could probably beat him
He could beat him backwards. Exactly
It
right.
happened in Baltimore. I was the third base coach there, and I was in charge of base running. So we're doing base running drill. Melvin Mora goes, "I mean, I hear you could run. You think you could beat me from third to home?" I said, "Melvin, I'm a coach. Just chill.
Right.
I don't want to embarrass you in front of you guys, man. Just take it easy." He said, "Come on, let's go." I said, "I don't want you to pull anything. I'm a coach."
Right.
So he talked to the manager, and Dave Tremblay go, "Sammy, get him." I'm like, "Melvin, are you sure?" I got in there and I beat him.
Is that right?
I told you, leave me alone.
That's great.
Leave me alone. I don't want to do this. I'm a coach.
Now, the other thing, too, Mick, is down in Clearwater, one of my favorite times of the year in spring training, no matter where you were, whether you're with, because you coached at Detroit and you coached Blue Jays, right? So it was most of the teams you were coaching you were in the Grapefruit League. You weren't out in Arizona. And we used to organize, Paul Hagen would organize Sammy Fest, and it would always be at the original, whatchamacallit, the original Frenchies, right, where all the writers would hang out, and all the writers would show up. And did you ever go to this? And Paul Hagen would make up T-shirts every year that would say Sammy Fest, and he'd give it out, and all the writers would be there, Jim Salisbury and Jason Stark and all the different guys. And then Sammy would come over, and you'd get, I guess, permission from your team, or it's after hours, so you don't have to get permission from your team. But it was one of the highlights, so we used to all go out there and spend the time with Sammy.
It was fun because you had writers from Toronto, the Yankees. I was in Detroit. I used to drive over from Lakeland.
Yeah.
They'll pick a day. And they always show up. We did it for a long time.
Right.
So every year it was like Sammy Fest at Frenchies where we all just get together. Paul will make those T-shirts. He will get one of those bubblegum cards and have it print in the T-shirt. As a matter of fact, I saw one in spring training.
Is that right?
One of the guys that owned one of the restaurant, the Italian place down by San Key, I had to take a picture with him and his Sammy Fest. And I look at the year and I'm like, oh, damn, we were doing that long.
Do you have any Sammy Fest T-shirts?
I do have some at home, but it was fun. Everybody looked forward. When is Sammy Fest? When is Sammy Fest?
Right.
It was Paul idea.
And then also, again, I promise we'll talk about the next segment. We'll talk about the Phillies, but
if they'd have won, would we be talking about them more?
Maybe. Maybe. But Sammy, I remember I asked you to, I guess this was during COVID, when we were getting celebrities to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and on a lark, I think it was Hispanic Heritage Day, and so thematically we said, all right, I said, well, let's ask Sammy. I don't know if he can sing or not, but he's got a great attitude. Maybe we can get it. So I texted or emailed him and I said, hey Sammy, can you film yourself singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game"? We're going to use it in the stadium. So sure enough, he did it. You remember that?
Yes.
Was that a one take?
3 takes.
3 takes.
My daughter was there with film, and she's like, nah, that don't look good. You got to do it again. 3 takes.
Well, it was great no matter how many takes it took. It was awesome. Yeah, we had Rick Astley. We had a bunch of people sending in their videos. I guess it was during COVID. So, all right, coming up in the show, I do promise we will talk about the game tonight, 6:08 game, Game 2 against the Dodgers with our guest Juan Samuel. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Mick.
I can't do that.
and our co-host Mickey Morandini. You're listening to the Bull Session presented by BC WSA. We are live from Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Come and enjoy one of your seasonal favorites from our new Summer of Shellfish menu, including our flavorful garlic and herb, roasted shrimp and lobster, tasty crabby tuna and poke tacos, or our incredible seafood boil featuring crab legs, scrumptious shrimp, clams, mussels, and more. And try one of our delicious seasonal cocktails with your meal. The Summer of Shellfish, only at Chickies and Pete's.
Hey BCWSA customers, this is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. My friends at BCWSA are committed to providing us with safe, reliable water and sewer services. They operate state-of-the-art treatment facilities, provide clean drinking water, and make much-needed investments to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future. Learn how BCWSA's investments help grow and serve our communities. Visit bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pat Dion Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at patdionbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
Think banking hasn't changed? Think again. At Penn Community Bank, we've been helping communities thrive for 150 years. From our nationally recognized Access Checking that offers the peace of mind of no overdrafts, to student and free checking plus options with perks that will make you wonder what you did without them, like early direct deposit, overdraft grace, and Zelle. Learn more at PennCommunityBank.com/products. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply. Ask for full details. Member FDIC.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Bull Session. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and Mickey Morandini.
All right, we are back to the Bull Session presented by BC WSA, live from Chickies and Pete's, South Philadelphia. I'm John Brazer, joined by Mickey Morandini and Juan Samuel. And we got a great crowd here.
We do.
And we even have Rex Gary out here. How about that?
Yay.
Hey, Rex. All right, Sammy. You played for the Dodgers, right? You played against the Dodgers, obviously. We have game 2 tonight. Game 1 was, and Mick, game 1 was a tough one. We had thought you're looking pretty good, 6th inning, 3-0 lead. You got the momentum, the crowd, but we couldn't get that kind of back-breaking hit that would then, and we had chances. We had guys on base, and we had Ohtani on the ropes a little bit, but it just, Dodgers kept pecking away, and boom. But the interesting one was, you'll see on the videos or internet, is that when Strom was pitching to, the faithful one to Toscar Hernandez, the guy on second base, he stretched his arm to the right, giving some signal, and then next thing you know, Toscar Hernandez takes it deep. So, was it sign stealing? Is that Strom need to look back there? Does Strom need to? Was he not hiding his pitches? Did you see anything in that, guys? You didn't see it.
I myself didn't really see anything.
Right.
I just.
But
saw the homer, and I was watching the game. I was there with my son, and I'm like, this guy. I told my son, this guy come up with big hits.
Yeah.
He hit a couple homers against Cincinnati. And sure enough, I just finished saying that, and here he did.
And it was a mistake pitch. And
some players just
rise to the occasion.
Exactly, and he's one of those.
Yeah. Bottom line, we didn't lose because of that. Obviously we did, but we lost because we didn't get, again, when the top three guys are, I think they were 1 for 12.
Top four guys were 1 for 13. My issue is, and Ohtani's really good.
Yeah.
I know he's hard to hit, but all the talk leading up to game one was we got to get into their bullpen.
Right.
Their bullpen's not very good. They've been struggling, and yet here we are swinging at first pitches. Trey Turner comes out, swings at the first pitch of the bottom of the first. Harper swings at the first pitch, ball over his head. Schwarber swings at a breaking ball. I would have thought the game plan would be make him throw pitches. And other than the second inning when we scored the 3 runs, he was breezing.
Right.
He was breezing. We only had 3 hits off him, so I just didn't really like the game plan against him. But we need the top 4 guys to do something, or we're going home. Basically.
Well, it was interesting, too. You mentioned, the bullpen, get into the bullpen. Well, we get into the bullpen. We didn't really get into the bullpen. We got into their starting pitchers, right? Because they bring in Glasnow, and then they bring in Sasaki, right? So they didn't have one bullpen guy that was in the bullpen all year. They went with more of the we're going our starters. Our starters are better than our bullpen guys.
Well, we had that opportunity too.
We did.
We chose to go bullpen.
Exactly. The playoff, and with all the off days that we have, you could reset your bullpen however you want it. And I think the Dodgers, they've had having those starters back there. And I think our bullpen has been solid. That was an area where we thought we needed to address, and they did with Duran and those guys, resetting that back end of that bullpen. But it's hard to tell in a playoff, obviously you need contributions from everybody in the lineup, and we just didn't do it. Hopefully today will be the day where we take off. As you know, we could get streaky at times,
right? And
we do have some aggressive hitters,
right?
So that's.
And I had talked about this before we went on the air. I hope the next commissioner reinstates that you can bring a bullpen guy in any time you want. You don't have to pitch to 3 batters. I just think it's a really bad rule. And the only reason it's in there is to speed up the game. So we're changing this game just so we can knock 10 minutes off the game. I don't understand.
So maybe the good way to do that would be similar to, in the playoffs, obviously if it's extra innings, you don't start with a ghost runner on second, right? So maybe you throw that out just like you threw that out. Maybe in the playoffs you throw out that 3 batter rule, because if that's the case, then that changes what we would have done game 1.
Absolutely.
Right?
Strom would face Ohtani. We'd bring the right-hander in for the next 2 right-handers. We'd have a lefty ready for Freeman.
Tanner Banks or somebody,
right?
It
changes our whole.
Suarez.
And we always carry an extra 1 or 2 pitches in the playoffs anyway. So I think it's a really bad rule.
You are the commissioner for Fantasy Camp for a reason.
I know.
Right?
That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. But what Mickey brought up, at least in the playoff, eliminate that rule if you can.
Because you're right. If your goal is to speed up the game, right? Who cares? The playoffs, you don't want to speed up the game.
No.
You just want to let the game play out, right?
Exactly.
All right. So what is the mentality right now? Let's go back to player mode, both of you guys. And you're upset, but it was a couple days ago. I'm sure you've washed that through your system. What's your is there a expediency? Is there a good desperation? Is there we need to win this one? We can't go to Dodger Stadium, down 2 games and needing to win 3 in a row.
It's win tonight.
Right.
That's their only thought process.
Right.
You can't think, we got to win 3 out of 4 now. No, you got to win tonight.
But I think there's a good desperation, meaning like a
No,
good
I think
chip on
they're
your
positive. They're they should have won the other day. There's no
Yeah.
question about it. But yeah, we're going to be in front of the home crowd again.
Yep.
They're going to be pumped up, ready to go. I think we win tonight. I really do.
Well, the sense of urgency has to be there.
Right.
It has to be there. And knowing that this is a must for us. I mean, you got to treat this like it's the 7th game of the
Yep.
World Series. I mean, every one of these games, you should take it that way.
In a 5-game
You
series,
sh-
especially,
you,
yeah.
You should really do it that way.
Yeah.
But our sense of urgency is not, I got to swing at every pitch and try and hit a
Right,
home run. That's
right,
not
right.
the sense of urgency.
Well, that's not what got us here. The reason why, I mean, obviously you had Schwarber, had, great 56 home runs, and you had, some pop. But I think what got us here was getting on base, Turner getting on base, setting the table, and the back of the lineup, especially the last 3 months with Bohm and Marsh and Stott, getting guys in. Yeah, we weren't over reliant on the home runs, which made this team so dangerous all year and made us so consistent all year. Right? So now you're facing Snell. It's a lefty, right? He's a tough lefty. But he's had some, I was going through his game logs. He's had some games where, he's had some blow-up games, but you got to be, right? You got to be looking at what you're comfortable with,
Well, yeah, and I think if Topper sticks to what he's done all year, Sosa will be playing.
Yep. Weston Wilson, maybe?
Castellanos will be playing. Probably Weston Wilson will be playing. We'll see how Bader, if he's healthy or not.
That's key.
But really the only 2 lefties he's probably going to face are Schwarber and Harper, and they're both, they can hit left-handed pitching.
Yes.
So we'll see.
And they've seen Snell enough, right? They have the book on him. I mean, even though he's obviously a great pitcher, but you got the book on. It's not like you're facing somebody you haven't seen. It'll be interesting. So, all right. So you're feeling pretty good, guys?
I am.
I am, definitely. This is a must for us.
Okay. And Sam, you'll be at the game?
I'll be at the game tonight.
Okay.
Yes.
We've got some star power. We got Miles Teller coming to the game.
He's always at the game.
Well, he wasn't at the game.
He wasn't there?
No, that was the problem. We didn't have Miles Teller.
Right.
And Shane Gillis is going to be at the game. Here's the funny thing, ready? Sam, you'll love this. So we had, there was a kid that made news, I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year. Who made news as a 14-year-old. He signed a contract with the Philadelphia Union, right? Soccer. So he's a 14-year-old, gets signed to a professional contract. His older brother plays. And so made a lot of news. He comes down to the game. We're playing the Yankees regular season. And I take him into the clubhouse, and Rob Thompson spends 15 minutes with him, right? And, again, 14 years old. Bryce Harper comes out, and Bryce Harper was signed young, so he had something in common. So he talks with this kid. And then I take him out on the field for batting practice. Well, the Yankees are taking batting practice. Aaron Judge, on his own, comes over, and nobody says, hey, that kid, Aaron Judge knew the kid, knew of the kid, comes over, talks to him for 15 minutes, whatever. And then we're walking out, and on the way out, Shane Gillis, comedian, is there, so he talks to Shane Gillis. We get up in the suite, and I said, hey, what was, man, you've had a lot of cool moments today. Who was the coolest guy that you met? What was your favorite guy to meet? What do you think he would say?
Well, one of the
Judge.
Aaron Judge, probably, right?
Yeah.
Aaron Judge. He said, he didn't even know the name. He said, that comedian guy, he's got 1.2 Instagram followers. Right? He didn't even know, and he didn't even know who Aaron Judge was because he's so young, right? But he literally said that guy because he has that many followers. He obviously looked to see how many followers Aaron Judge has and Shane Gillis, right? Does that say the tale of generations right
That's
there?
what's going on
Social
today.
media.
Right?
That's it today.
It's unbelievable. So, all right. So, yeah. And you have Dave Roberts versus Rob Thompson. You've got, again, on the mound, you got Luzardo. We're hoping that Luzardo, if he can start off strong, right, get through that first inning, he gets better as he goes. And it'd be nice to see him go 7 innings or so. So, we'll see. All right. Prediction? We already got the prediction?
Oh, it's a win.
It's a win. All right, you heard it right there. And that wraps up this week's Bull Session presented by BCWSA. I'd like to thank my co-host, Mickey Morandini, our guest today, Juan Samuel, back in the studio. What's that? Gus Barber, our on-site engineer, Chris Ermer. Thanks also to the crowd right here. Thanks also to Pete Cherokee, the great staff here at Chicks and Pizza, South Philadelphia, for hosting us today. We are at Play 2. We'll hopefully be back next Monday at 12 noon. That's a good thing if we're back here because that means we've advanced. So until then, have a great week. And as the late, great Harry the K says,
Outta here.